Have you ever thought that visiting friends after retirement could actually make you feel more alone? Sounds strange, right? But what if I told you that those friendly catch-ups might be doing more harm than good to your emotional well-being? In today's video, we'll explore 5 surprising and eye-opening reasons why spending time with friends in retirement might not always heal loneliness and could even deepen it. Stick around, you might recognize patterns in your own life you never noticed before. This isn't just about friendships. It's about redefining connection in your golden years. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting, eye-opening content designed to help you live your best retired life. Lesson 1. Expectations can lead to disappointment. After retirement, most people look forward to a peaceful, joyful life. They finally have time to relax, travel, and most importantly, reconnect with old friends. For many, visiting friends becomes a regular part of their new routine. At first, it feels like a breath of fresh air. But surprisingly, over time, some retirees start to feel lonelier than before. How can that be? The answer often lies in unmet expectations. We naturally expect that being with friends will make us happy. After all, these are people we've known for years, people who laughed with us, worked beside us, and celebrated life's milestones. So, when we retire and have more time, it makes sense to reach out to them again. But what happens when those meetings don't go the way we imagined? Sometimes, we hope for deep, meaningful conversations. We expect our friends to listen, understand our emotions, and connect with our new lifestyle. But instead, we often find that the conversations are short, rushed, or focused on the past. We may talk about old memories, gossip, or simple updates, but not about how we really feel. Over time, these meetings can start to feel shallow and even a little disappointing. This doesn't mean our friends have bad intentions. Everyone changes with time. Just like we have entered a new phase in life, our friends are going through their own changes too. They may be busy with family, health issues, or simply have a different view of retirement. That's why expecting every meetup to be emotionally fulfilling can lead to frustration. The key is to adjust expectations gently. Instead of hoping that every visit will feel like the good old days, it helps to see each moment as new. Some conversations might be light, while others might be deep. And that's okay. We need to stop putting pressure on ourselves and on our friends to make every gathering perfect. Another part of the problem is the emotional build-up. When we're feeling lonely, we may put all our hopes into one visit. We expect it to fix everything. But no single person or moment can carry that weight. It's important to spread our social energy across different places, maybe a hobby group, a book club, or volunteering. That way, we won't rely too heavily on one friend or one meeting. Also, don't be afraid to express your feelings. If you feel disconnected, talk about it with your friend in a kind and gentle way. They might be feeling the same, but unsure how to say it. Honest conversations can often bring people closer. Lastly, remember this: feeling disappointed doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means your needs are changing, and that's perfectly natural. Retirement is a big life shift. It's a chance to rediscover who you are, what makes you happy, and how you want to connect with the world. So if a meeting with an old friend leaves you feeling more alone than before, take a moment to reflect, not blame. Use that moment to learn more about yourself. Ask, what kind of connection do I really want? And how can I build it? When we stop expecting perfect moments, we make room for real ones. Lesson 2. Social comparison is subtle but harmful. Retirement is supposed to be a time of peace and joy. After years of hard work, you finally get to slow down and enjoy the little things: your morning tea, your garden, a quiet walk, or maybe a lunch with friends. But sometimes, after spending time with others, you may walk away feeling sad. Not because anything bad happened, but because deep inside, you started comparing your life to theirs. This is the silent burden of social comparison. You may not even realize it's happening. You meet an old friend for coffee. During the chat, they talk about their recent vacation with family. They mention how their son just bought a new house or how their health is still strong. You smile, nod, and join the conversation, but later, as you walk home, you feel a little low. You might begin to think, why isn't my life like that? Or I wish my children visited more. These quiet comparisons can slowly hurt your emotional health. They plant seeds of doubt, making you feel like your life is less meaningful or that you've somehow fallen behind. The truth is, everyone has different experiences. No two lives are the same. Just because your friend seems happy doesn't mean they don't have problems too. People often share their best moments in conversation, not their struggles. Behind every cheerful story might be untold pain, stress, or loneliness. That's why it's so important to remind yourself, you are enough. Your journey is unique, and it doesn't need to match anyone else's to be valuable. Maybe you didn't travel abroad this year, but you've created a peaceful home full of love. Maybe your children live far away, but you've built strong friendships nearby. These things matter just as much. So, how do we stop these silent comparisons? It starts with awareness. The next time you feel that heavy feeling after a visit, pause and ask yourself, did I compare my life to theirs? If yes, take a deep breath and gently remind yourself that your path is different and that's okay. Next, shift your focus to gratitude. Instead of looking at what others have, look at what you have. Maybe it's your health, your memories, your garden, your books, or the freedom to rest. Gratitude helps us see the good that's already around us, even in small things. Also, try to turn conversations into learning moments. If a friend talks about a new hobby or a joyful moment, instead of comparing, ask them how they got started or what it means to them. This turns comparison into curiosity, and curiosity leads to connection, not sadness. Lastly, surround yourself with people who make you feel uplifted, not drained. Choose friends who talk with kindness, share both ups and downs, and make space for your voice too. Remember, social comparison is normal, it happens to everyone. But when we notice it and gently guide ourselves back to self-acceptance, we start to protect our emotional peace. Retirement isn't about keeping up with anyone. It's about enjoying life in your own way, at your own pace. Let go of comparison, and you'll make space for appreciation. And with that, true happiness begins to grow quietly, deeply, and beautifully. Lesson 3. Old friends may not understand your present needs. One of the joys of retirement is finally having the time to reconnect with old friends. We look forward to those meetups, having tea, sharing memories, laughing about the past. It feels comforting at first, like wrapping yourself in a warm blanket from years ago. But sometimes, after these visits, you may walk away feeling misunderstood. You may wonder why a joyful meeting left your heart feeling heavy. The answer may be simple. Your old friends may no longer understand your present needs. This doesn't mean they don't care. In fact, they might care deeply. But as we grow older, our emotional needs change. Retirement is not just a break from work. It's a life transition. Suddenly, your days are slower, your routines are different, and your thoughts go deeper. You start thinking more about purpose, health, time, and meaning. But when your conversations with friends still revolve around old jokes, work stories, or casual topics, you may feel a little lost. You might be craving connection, but all you get is small talk. You might want to talk about your emotions, your fears, or your hopes, but your friend changes the subject. That gap between what you need and what they offer can create a silent sense of loneliness, even in a room full of familiar faces. Here's the truth. Just because someone knew you then doesn't mean they fully understand you now. We all grow. Some of us grow together, and some of us grow in different directions, and that's okay. It doesn't mean your friendships are broken. It simply means they may need to evolve. So what can you do? First, be honest with yourself. What do you really need from your friendships right now? Do you want deeper conversations? Shared activities? More listening and less advice? Knowing your emotional needs is the first step in finding the right kind of connection. Second, gently guide conversations with your friends. Instead of waiting for them to understand, try opening up in small ways. Say things like, "Lately I've been thinking a lot about this new phase of life," or "Have you ever felt a little unsure about what to do next?" You may be surprised, your friend might be feeling the same way but didn't know how to say it. Third, accept that not every friend will meet every need, and that's okay. Some friends are great for a good laugh. Others are better at listening. A few might be deeply supportive. Try not to expect everything from one person. Instead, build a gentle circle of connections, each offering something special. Also, be open to new friendships. It's never too late to meet people who truly understand your present. Join community groups, take up a hobby, or simply chat with someone new at the park. Sometimes, a fresh connection brings exactly the emotional support you've been missing. Finally, don't carry guilt for outgrowing certain friendships. Life changes us all. Some people are meant to be in your life for a season, while others stay for a lifetime. Both are valuable. Remember, your emotional well-being matters. You deserve friendships that make you feel seen, heard, and supported in this beautiful chapter of life. When you understand your needs and gently seek the right kind of connection, you give yourself the gift of peace. And that's one of the greatest joys of retirement. Lesson 4. Repeated conversations can feel empty. After retirement, meeting old friends becomes one of the most common and comforting activities. You finally have time to sit and talk, no rush, no office calls, no deadlines. It feels good, at first. But slowly, something starts to change. You notice that every time you meet, the conversation sounds the same. The same jokes. The same stories. The same old memories being repeated again and again. At first, it's nostalgic. But after a while, it starts to feel empty. You laugh politely. You smile out of habit. But deep inside, you may feel bored or even lonely. This is something many retirees experience, though few speak about it. The truth is, our minds and hearts need fresh experiences to feel alive. When we repeat the same stories without adding anything new, our conversations become stuck in the past. That can make us feel like life is no longer moving forward. And when life feels like it's standing still, even friendly gatherings can feel meaningless. This doesn't mean you should stop meeting friends. It simply means that conversation needs variety to stay fulfilling. Just like a garden needs different flowers to stay beautiful, our minds need new thoughts, ideas, and stories to feel joy. So, how do we bring back that feeling of connection and excitement? First, try to bring something new to the conversation. It could be a recent book you read, a new hobby you started, or something interesting you noticed during a walk. When you introduce new topics, you give the conversation life. You may even inspire your friends to do the same. Second, don't be afraid to ask deeper questions. Instead of only talking about the past, try asking things like, what's something you've always wanted to do but never tried? How has retirement changed the way you see life? What's one thing that makes you feel peaceful these days? These questions create room for emotional connection. They open doors to fresh, honest, and meaningful dialogue. Third, explore new activities together. If conversations are starting to feel dull, do something new with your friends. Visit a museum, take a cooking class, go for a walk in a new park, or try a puzzle together. Shared experiences give you new things to talk about and bring more joy to your friendships. Also, remember that it's okay to spend time alone too. Sometimes, we think we need constant social interaction to avoid loneliness, but being alone with our thoughts can help us grow. It gives us the space to reflect, recharge, and discover what really matters. Lastly, understand that repetition doesn't mean the friendship is over. It just means it needs a little refresh. Like a room that's been closed for a while, it just needs fresh air and sunlight. Your time is valuable. Your energy is precious. Choose conversations that uplift your spirit, challenge your mind, and bring you peace. Whether it's with old friends or new ones, your heart deserves genuine connection, not just polite chatter. Let your retirement be a time of renewal, not just in life, but also in the way you connect and communicate. Lesson 5. Presence doesn't equal connection. After retirement, many people look forward to spending more time with friends. We sit together at tea shops, visit each other's homes, go on short walks, or even travel as a group. Being surrounded by familiar faces gives a sense of comfort, at least on the outside. But what if, even in those moments, you still feel alone? This is a quiet truth many don't talk about. Being physically present doesn't always mean we feel emotionally connected. You may sit in a room full of friends, laughing at jokes, nodding at stories, but deep inside, you might feel distant. It's like your body is there, but your heart is not fully involved. This kind of loneliness can be confusing. How can you feel alone when you're not actually alone? The answer lies in the difference between company and connection. Company is about sharing the same space. Connection is about sharing feelings, thoughts, and understanding. One is outside, the other is inside. And true emotional well-being only comes when we feel connected, not just accompanied. In retirement, emotional connection becomes more important than ever. Life slows down. We have more time to reflect. We think more deeply, feel more deeply, and start to notice things we once ignored. We begin to crave deeper relationships, ones that make us feel truly seen and heard, but not every friendship can give us that. Some people are good at being there physically, but not emotionally. They may change the subject when you bring up something serious. They may talk more than they listen. They may not understand what you're feeling. And that's okay, not everyone has the same emotional depth. The lesson here is simple: don't confuse presence with connection. Just because someone is sitting beside you doesn't mean they understand your heart. And just because someone doesn't visit every day doesn't mean they don't care. What matters is how they make you feel respected, valued, supported. So, what can you do if you're feeling emotionally disconnected? First, be honest with yourself. Ask, do I feel emotionally safe with this person? If the answer is no, that's your signal to seek more meaningful bonds. You don't have to cut anyone off. Just gently shift your energy toward people who bring you peace. Second, try to create opportunities for deeper conversation. Share a little more about your thoughts. Ask your friend how they've been feeling, not just what they've been doing. Sometimes, others are just waiting for someone to open the door to deeper talks. Third, build emotional connection through shared values, not just shared history. You might meet someone new at a community center or hobby group who instantly understands your emotions better than a friend you've known for 30 years. Don't let time alone decide the strength of your bond. Lastly, be a source of connection for others. Listen deeply. Be present, not just with your body, but with your heart. When you show genuine care, you often receive it in return. True connection brings healing. It doesn't require loud gatherings or busy schedules. Sometimes, a quiet talk with one caring person is all it takes to feel whole again. So as you move through your retirement, choose to build connections, not just company. Seek relationships that nourish your soul. Because in the end, it's not about how many people are around you, it's about how deeply you feel understood. Conclusion. Thank you so much for watching. If even a small part of this video helped you understand your feelings or gave you a fresh idea about friendships after retirement, please let us know. Your feedback means a lot. It helps us create content that truly supports you and others going through similar experiences. Did any lesson speak to you? Or maybe you have your own story to share about friendships and loneliness in retirement. Please drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with more uplifting videos made just for you. Your support makes all the difference. Together, we can build a community where no one feels alone.